My name is Pussy Galore.
I must be dreaming.
There is not a single character in media who has uttered as many one-liners as James Bond. I'm sorry, David Caruso, you've got nothing on 007. Whether it's to a third party, a person he's trying to seduce, or a dead body, or to nobody in particular, he does that a lot.
Bon appetit.
Bond always has a perfect comeback for every situation. How does he get away with it?
You can't keep getting away with it!
Punning is an additional clause in that license to kill of his. That's how he manages to look cool while firing as many dad jokes as he does bullets. How do you rank all these classics? One at a time. You know the drill. Drop your favorite Bond one-liner in the comments below because we're ranking our favorites right now.
I made you one wet.
Yes, but my martini's still dry. My name's James. He always did have an inflated opinion of himself.
Give the people what they want!
Number 20.
She always did enjoy a good squeeze.
There's something about Pierce Brosnan's Bond. I don't know if it's the writing or his delivery or a mixture of both. His one-liners always come across as cheeky dad jokes. I can hear his kids groaning in the back seat of his minivan. Number 19.
Bond, what do you think you're doing?
Keeping the British end up, sir.
Okay, this is a bad raunchy joke, but don't lie. It made you smirk. Roger Moore's delivery with one-liners is always pretty aloof, like he might not realize he's making a joke.
Did I do that?
But he still manages to make this dirty joke sound charming. Number 18.
You must have followed us.
I think he got the point.
Now, Connery's delivery is in a realm of its own. It's a terrible pun, but when he says it, it's darkly funny. I don't know how he does it, but a joke like this would be cheesy as hell out of anyone else's mouth. It's why Sean Connery is the GOAT. Number 17.
What's the regulation to cover this? Well, first time for everything. Yes.
What makes you think this is my first time?
There it is. Bond is our confident bisexual king. Confirmed. Okay, even if he isn't bi, it's pretty badass that he was able to keep his cool like this around Raul Silva being a creeper. We all know he gets women, and I guess if the MI6 job called for it, he'd get a man too? That's commitment. Number 16.
What happened?
He got the boot.
As one of the more rugged Bonds, Timothy Dalton's quips are definitely less recognized. This line goes to show that no matter how tough and brooding a performance, there's always room for a little snark. Number 15.
He had lots of guts.
Yes, George Lazenby. Yes, he did. He might have had a family too. It's pretty psychotic to watch a human get turned to liquid and have a joke in the chamber ready to go. That's Bond though, you gotta love him. Number 14.
Do you know him?
Not socially. His name's Jaws. He kills people.
This is a personal favorite of mine, straight and to the point. It's probably verbatim what Jaws puts on his resume when he's applying to be a henchman. Name, Jaws. Skills, kills people. Education, oh wow, Caltech. Number 13.
Backseat driver.
If Bond makes a pun and no one is around to hear it, does he make a sound? I wonder if he ever reuses a good pun if he says one to himself. I think this one was a little too good to be wasted without at least one more person to hear it. But I guess Brosnan's Bond has got dad jokes for days. Number 12.
They'll print anything these days.
You see what I mean with the dad jokes? What's more dadly than complaining about a newspaper? Who does that? Once again, a comment made to nobody in particular. Why does this rank so high on the list, you ask? Because I love it. It's perfect, and it's exactly what I like about Brosnan's Bond. Number 11.
Take a giant step for mankind.
Moonraker has got a lot of classic lines. I especially like how politely Bond murders this man, as if he's just asking him to pass the salt at dinner.
Take a giant step for mankind.
Forever a gentleman, Bond, even when sending an enemy into the cold void of outer space. Number 10.
One of my friends sits this one out. She's just dead.
Once again, Connery sells these jokes better than anyone else. His delivery always conveys that Bond is finding a bit of humor in the darkness of his situation. The look on his face as he walks away from the table just screams yikes, but he's gotta play it cool. And he does. He succeeds in being cool. Hot take, Sean Connery James Bond is pretty cool. Number 9.
Where's your butler friend?
Oh, he blew a fuse.
Don't we all wish Oddjob was that easy to dispose of? Even in Goldfinger, he takes a pretty wicked beating without even flinching, until Bond gets his hand on that deadly little hat. It's a rough way to go out, but we all know Oddjob is cheating. Number 8.
I'm now aiming precisely at your groin. Says speak or forever hold your peace.
Now, there are a lot of one-liners out there, but this one is one for the ages. It's badass, it's raunchy, it's actually a good pun. Who wrote this? Richard Maybaum and Tom Mankiewicz? Give them a raise. Might be a little late for that. Best I can give them is kudos. Number 7.
For England, James? No. For me.
I know I poked fun at Pierce Brosnan's one-liners a little bit earlier, but this moment makes up for any dad joke energy he ever gave off. Completely sincerely, I think this is a great Bond moment, and I love how it plays off of everything that was set up with Sean Bean earlier in this movie. You get yours, Mr. Bond. Number 6.
Hi, I'm Plenty.
But of course you are.
Plenty O'Toole.
Named after your father, perhaps?
This back and forth is so good. Bond is way too quick-witted for Miss Plenty O'Toole. It does feel a little bit like the writer is high-fiving himself for coming up with a funny name, but I love it anyways. Number 5.
I've got a little itch. Down there.
Now the whole world's gonna know that you died scratching my balls.
I'll try not to linger on this one because it's so damn painful to watch even after all these years. But come on. Who else but Bond has the mental fortitude to be quippy while enduring this kind of pain? I especially love the way he cracks up. I can't tell if he's crying or laughing, but some part of him is broken. Ouch. Great delivery, moving on. Number 4.
How did it happen?
I think they were on their way to a funeral.
The guy next to him is like, how can you possibly joke at a time like this? Again, if he wasn't so charming, Bond would completely come across as a psycho.
I think they were on their way to a funeral.
But this is Sean Connery we're talking about. And in this role, he makes everything charming. Number 3.
Shocking. Positively shocking.
The enemies in Goldfinger should have been a lot more careful around Bond and electricity. This guy, Oddjob. Come on guys, have you ever heard of OSHA? I bet in this world every henchman handbook has a whole safety hazard section just about James Bond. Number 2.
Do you lose as gracefully as you win?
I wouldn't know. I've never lost.
True that, Mr. Connery, and that's why you are dominating this top 5. But before we reveal number 1, let's hit on some honorable mentions so that this list can be as comprehensive as possible.
You wouldn't kill me. You'd miss me.
Yes.
Dive, Bond!
I never miss.
You missed, Mr. Bond. Did I?
I trust you can handle this contraption, Q.
It goes by hot air.
Oh, then you can.
Beg your pardon. Forgot to knock.
Well, he's certainly left with his tail between his legs.
I'm sorry. That last hand nearly killed me.
I'm sure there are many more that are missing here, so I need you to sound off in the comments right now. With all that said, number 1.
Mr. Smith and Wesson. And you've had your 6.
This is one of the all-time greatest Bond moments. It shows he's cool, calculating, and a cold-blooded killer. He stays in control throughout the entire scene because he knows Dent isn't even slightly a threat to him. And of course, he's got the perfect comment before sending Dent to his grave. Perhaps another line belongs in the #1 spot. What do you think? Let us know down below.
Well, to be perfectly honest, there was this girl in Philadelphia.
I've had better.